Humans have all sorts of opinions on where AI as a technology is going over the coming years, but has anyone asked AI how it feels about it? In today's episode, AI is making its own predictions about the future and to come up with the focus areas that are the most likely to see the highest levels of growth. I'm joined by Max Child and James Wilsterman, who are my co-hosts at the Cerebral Valley AI Summit. Today, we're letting AI make its own 5-year plan. This is the Newcomer Podcast. All right, we're back on the Newcomer Podcast. I'm Eric Newcomer. I'm here with James Wilsterman and Max Child. They're joining us for our Cerebral Valley podcast edition ahead of Cerebral Valley AI Summit next week, getting close. Last week, we talked about some AI themes and did our draft pick for top AI startups. This one, we're looking at the future. We're talking about AI predictions. 1 year ago, Max, James, and I reacted to predictions from OpenAI and Anthropic and made bets on those. So we're going to quickly review how each of us did so you know who's good at making predictions and who's not. And then we will do a new round of predictions for next year. So I'm going to hand it over to James, who is tracking all this, the scorekeeper. James, how did we do last year? Yeah.
I just run all these games for you guys. We made predictions. What was interesting last year is we had Claude and OpenAI ChatGPT generate the predictions as well as give us a probability estimate of how likely they would to occur within 12 months. So all three of us took overs or unders on the probabilities. And then we can check back now, 12 months later, to see how we did. So running through last year's slate of predictions, the first prediction was phrased as, will OpenAI release GPT-5 exceeding 10 trillion parameters? We are calling that not met. Did not happen. The second prediction from ChatGPT, national AI regulations in healthcare diagnostics. By the end of this year, at least 3 countries will have implemented these national healthcare regulations governing whether you can use AI when diagnosing illness at a 70% probability. Also calling that not met. The third prediction was, will Tesla be approved for legal operation of unsupervised self-driving cars in one state with no drivers? We are saying no, that did not happen as well. OpenAI gave that a 40% probability. The fourth prediction from ChatGPT was by the end of this year, AI-generated content would be constituting at least 50% of all news articles published by one major news outlet, with a 30% probability. We're saying that was not met either. No known major outlet has.
I hear that Newcomer Media has 70% of its articles generated by AI these days. I would like to litigate that that's a major outlet. That's what I'm hearing from the ground.
Eric, fact check.
None of our articles. None. Yeah.
None.
Oh my God.
None that you're aware of. Okay. The last prediction from ChatGPT was at 25% probability that at least one AI-generated film, both the script and the visuals, would be released in theaters. I'm kind of quibbling with the outcome of this one, where there was at least one film released in Turkey in maybe at least one theater, but Max and I have agreed to.
I'm allowed to bribe one theater owner in Turkey and call that an over? That's absurd. I'm sorry.
No, I agree.
There's no U.S. films. Come on. Yeah.
We're saying that did not happen. But apparently there is a film called Post-Truth, if anyone wants to check that out.
In Turkey only. Showing for one
only.
day.
Yeah, if you happen to be in Turkey. Okay, if you're keeping score at home, none of the predictions happened. That is my own takeaway.
So AI's predictions about what would happen in the world of AI, it didn't say they would all happen, but they all, it gave a possibility.
A lot of them had above 50% probabilities,
Right. So AI clearly thought they would happen. Yeah. So who is the most foolhardy? Who thought too much stuff was going to happen. It's very straightforward. Whoever guessed was the most upbeat did the worst, and whoever's the most pessimistic did the best. So what are our dispositions?
I will. I'll read off some scores here. We gave each other some points or took away points depending on whether we took the over under on the probability, and I came in last place with negative 0.2.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is funny.
I was way too overly optimistic on these predictions.
That fits.
Too many overs.
Here.
Yeah. I was going to definitely adjust my strategy a little bit this year. And then in second place with 0.7 was Eric. So congrats, Eric, on that. A respectable, positive score.
Yeah, not
underwater.
How do you?
And then Max with 1.6 points in this probability scoring calculus wins the day. Lots of good.
Nothing ever happens.
Yeah,
nothing ever happens, amigos. I'm excited for this year's prediction.
You guys ready to play again?
Yes. I feel like we've all been chastened.
We've all learned our lessons. Yes. All right. So a little intro for this year's predictions. We asked 3 brilliant Math Olympiad winning AIs, ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude, to make predictions of what will happen in the next 12 months in AI. We asked them to assign probabilities, which is important to understand. It thinks something's unlikely. It thinks something's very likely. We take the over-under on those probabilities, and then we get points based on how accurate we are against those over-unders. Obviously, last year, the message was nothing ever happens. It'll be interesting to see if in the next 12 months something does happen.
All right. Let's kick it off with ChatGPT. I used ChatGPT 5 Pro for these, by the way, just in case you wanted to understand what model. And the first prediction, we're arguing that by this time next year, the FCC will adopt a policy requiring on-air disclosure when AI tools are used in political ads.
Under. Easy. What's the percentage?
Wow. The probability is 65%.
Under.
I just think the Trump FCC is very pro AI. So unless something wild happens, they're not going to do anything AI or regulatory. If it was a Harris administration or something like that, then that would be plausible. But 65 is a crazy over.
Right.
Yeah, I'll take the under. I think to your point, like what is the Trump administration doing at all? I mean, there's no actual laws being passed, right? I mean, the
government's not even
shut
open.
down.
They're trying to get Jimmy Kimmel off the air. They're like fewer humans. They're like less humans on the air, more AI, baby. Yeah.
But they use one of those canes and they pull him off. They don't actually pass a law.
Fair enough, but I think they're like the AI is very pro Trump. Let's keep it on the air.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a quick one.
Easy.
Easy start. Moving on. Okay, this is interesting. Prediction from ChatGPT. By this time next year, major outlets report OpenAI's annualized revenue has hit a run rate of over 30 billion.
Ooh.
Oh man, I need to talk to my.
What's the probability here?
Need to talk to your source on the inside, Eric.
It's like. Well, Tom covers this closely for us. I'm like, I don't track.
Thought you were texting Sam or something.
Yeah. Sam, that I could, but not that he would help. But like Sam, he went on that interview with Brad Gerstner.
Yeah, Brad Gerstner and was saying they were over 13 already. Let's see, I've internalized.
Do you guys want
numbers?
Want to guess the line here?
70? I don't know.
60%.
Very aggressive. Okay, all right. That was a pretty good guess.
Yeah, it was.
I'm going to take the over at 60 because I think they're probably at least at 15 right now and doubling in a year. If they don't double in the year, the entire U.S. economy is going to collapse. So we're not going to be having a predictions podcast if they can't 2x in the next 12 months.
They don't have to say it, right? It just has to be reported that they reported somewhere.
I mean, reported that it's rough. Then it's probably over 30. So Max, you are taking the over despite every previous prediction last year landing in the under.
Well, I just think again, as a connoisseur of ARR growth rates, as a voice AI startup founder, James and I, Volley Incorporated, you have to double every year, basically, to be a quote-unquote high-growth venture startup, even at the OpenAI level where they're trying to do this IPO at $1 trillion. And so I think to our earlier discussion, Sam Altman literally said on a podcast they were over a $13 billion rate. So I will give them at least a 15, and I think that might be low. And if they don't double in a year, yeah, I mean, the U.S. economy and the entire chips and energy story will probably collapse. So
this podcast will be canceled, so we will not be hosting a conference.
But there has to be... The
nobody...
reporting lags. Like, the reporting lags.
I mean,
like,
okay, if we're getting into again, when is it going to be reported? I don't know. I mean,
you're sitting here in this chair in a year. You know, what did Sam just say on the podcast? Right? Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna go with what I believe to be the truth, which is I believe they will be at over 30 12 months from today. It's a little bit hard for me to start hedging this prediction, but based on whether or not it's reported at that point or not. So I'm just gonna go with what I believe to be the reality 12 months from today. Yeah.
I'm gonna snag the under just to be
nothing ever happens.
Yeah, just
what is your reasoning? Is
learn
it just
my
the
lesson,
reporting, or is is it the reporting, or you believe they will actually be under 30 at that point?
I think it'll be close no matter what. I think that, I think there's a lot of competition heating up in AI, and we don't know how much Demis cooked over at Google yet for Gemini 3. So let's see how it plays out.
I am going to take the under. I'm chastened, maybe I'll overcorrect.
I mean, maybe this is the year that things happen.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the over is totally a valid play. Okay, next prediction. This one's from ChatGPT 5 Thinking. Meta in their 10K or earnings, or in various major news outlet sources report 2026 shipments for Meta's display-equipped glasses to exceed 1 million. Meta Ray-Ban display, $799.
Pretty ugly.
You can get them in sand or in black.
Under.
I'm gonna grab the under. Yeah, I think this is in the nothing ever happens category. I think they might try to juice shipments in some sort of bizarre way, but the reviews are not very good once people actually have them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There were these early try-on reviews where they were like, The Verge can try them for 3 minutes at the Meta conference, and they were like, oh my God, these are amazing. But I've started reading reviews of people who actually bought them like a normal person at Best Buy, and they're like, actually, this kind of sucks.
I will say, holding my baby, this is gonna be terrible. But it's just eventually you want to scroll. At some point you're like, oh my God, how many feeding this thing for hours on end.
This is how I got addicted to TikTok, as I've explained to James many times. The 3 a.m., one AirPod, and TikTok scrolling while feeding my baby.
But I feel bad. I want both hands feeding the baby. It's
no, you'll get over that part pretty quickly. No, you'll get to one hand bottle nestling mindset. And then you can scroll with the other hand. It's great.
Right. Yeah, I'm doing it already. But
so you're gonna buy how many are you gonna buy, Eric?
I said the under still. I'm still saying the under. I'm not gonna buy them, and I'm a pretty early adopter.
Yeah, we both grabbed the under. James, what are you doing?
No, I'm grabbing the under as well. I think it's too complicated to buy this product.
We've all been chastened. Our performance last year is going to ruin.
I know we were having more fun last year.
Last year it was anything could happen. We were naive and optimistic. Now we're the world is.
I took
sad
the over
and boring.
I took the over on OpenAI revenue for the record. You guys are 3 straight unders so far. This is a tough hang.
For anyone running a startup right now, MongoDB for Startups is one of those programs that's looking to make the life of a founder easier. You get free credits on MongoDB Atlas, so your product's ready to scale from day one without worrying about database costs. They also throw in 200 million Voyage AI tokens, so you can start experimenting with AI features right out of the gate. You'll get one-on-one time with actual MongoDB engineers, people who can help you troubleshoot, optimize, and think through your next stage of growth. If you're building, scaling, or just trying to stretch your runway a little longer, MongoDB for Startups can actually help. Head to mongodb.com/startups to learn more.
Let's move on. Let's grab 3 predictions from Claude this time. This time I used Claude 4.1 Opus to generate some predictions. Hope you enjoy them. Let's see. Claude says, Apple will acquire an AI company valued at over $1 billion. 70% probability of this occurring by this time next year.
Oh man, I was ready to take the over, but the 70% is 70%. Terrible.
Come on, that's crazy high. Apple's only made like one acquisition in history over $1 billion, which was Beats, and I think they look back on that as a mistake. That seems really high. Yeah, I mean, I think they're like, well, we needed to build Apple Music, something, whatever. We make some money on the headphones.
They're still they wouldn't still use the Beats brand if they thought it was a mistake.
I think they knew they had to make money on Beats. I don't think it's been a massive financial mistake, but I don't think anyone's looking back on that and being like, that was a banger. Like we couldn't have built Apple Music in house. Right. You know, I'm just, it wasn't it wasn't like some smoking hole in the ground, but it was.
I'm taking the under. The odds are terrible. It's like. It'd be exciting, $1 billion acquisition isn't that big, anymore. And Trump administration makes it easier. So the barriers are low, but it would be once every couple of years, Apple does something notable like that. So,
it's just like the track record of them not doing it is hard to take the over on this.
70%. You're literally betting 70% over on something that has happened once in the last 20 years. Like, I mean, the base rate prior there is just really low. I mean, I'm not saying it won't happen, but it's just tough to deal with that.
All right, I'll take the under as well. Tempted, but the base rate's not good. All right, next one from Claude. The EU will fine at least one major AI company over 500 million euros for violating the AI Act. 60% probability.
God, these probabilities are so fucking high. I'm sorry. The 60%. I mean, like I'm ready to go over. I want to go over. I want to be tempted by an over.
We're gonna strike the AI Act limitation, right?
Okay.
For our purposes, I feel like that's too random. I don't know what that means.
I mean, look, the EU loves nothing more than fining large American companies for dumb shit. That's literally what they get up every day to do in Brussels. And yet, 60% for a $500 million fine that's high. That is high. I mean, like, I feel like Mark Zuckerberg's got to do something really dumb, and they've got to move on it very quickly. So,
I mean, there's gonna be all this copyright stuff. What's the number? It's 60. I feel like I should get rewarded more. I feel like they're not giving us enough benefit for some of these.
Well, the numbers are too high.
Okay, I'm taking the over. Wow.
500 million.
I need to have somewhere where
you need to live a little. You need to live a little.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got to grab the under here because I just think that the EU wants to not be a failed. I was going to say nation state, a failed continent state or whatever the hell they're doing over there. But in AI, I think there's a little bit more fear that they're just falling fundamentally behind the rest of the world here. And so I don't think coming out with a banger fine in the next 12 months is what they're looking for.
I think we could have a lot of copyright action. We saw the hysterical Sora copyright violate every copyright and then pull it back. And there's there's all this hostility with Trump. So it's like,
so what are you guys taking?
Foreign affairs.
I'm taking the over. He's taking the over. Yeah.
Okay. I'll take the under as well. Just going full under challenge.
James under, like it's just like
learned your lesson. Yeah. You get kicked off the podcast if you take no overs.
Take all under.
There's not enough good drama if you don't take some overs. Yeah.
This one's interesting, and kind of. It's AI generated music will chart in the top 40 of the Billboard Hot 100. 40% probability.
I got to take the over on that. I feel like,
purely AI generated music top 40.
Yeah, charts in the top 40.
Hold on. It doesn't say purely. I don't want to like get into too much litigation here, but
it needs to be mostly like the vocalists and vocals.
There's a little bit of component needs to be.
No, not just like no. Yeah. I feel like the vocals, like it
says AI
main part of it.
It says a song where AI demonstrably generated the melody or the lyrics, not just production or mixing.
Okay, so if it wrote it, but there's a vocalist singing it, we'll count that. Okay,
yeah. Or if the vocalist melody, sings it, that also counts. Vocalist, I think like a major part of the song is AI.
I grabbed the over because this is being reported today that there's already AI music being charting in the top 100. So all you need is like a good enough song to get to the top 40.
Wait, what is that?
No, yeah, there's I will pull up the name of the artist, but it was very recently reported, as in the last like 3 to 5 days. Yeah, Xavier Monet is charting, quote unquote, whatever that means. Maybe not top 100, but let's say top, 500 or something. Is an AI generated artist is now, quote unquote, charting already. Top 40 is obviously a high bar, and the music industry kind of fucking hates these people. So there's definitely some entrenched interest against it. But I feel like now that we're seeing AI music actually charting, I feel like top 40 is doable at 40% the next year. And overs are more fun, guys. Come on. Get in on the over train.
I just took it over. I just took it over.
I'm going over. I'm jumping on the over train. I'm with you, Max. Like, it just seems the momentum is real behind this occurring, and
Man, if this alone happened, it's pretty revolutionary for all the AI haters watching this and be like, oh, the bullish AI people are having to eat their get their comeuppance or whatever. I do think, man, if this one happened alone, if you said that 5 years ago, you'd be like, what kind of lunatic?
This article from Billboard says at least 6 AI or AI artists have debuted on various Billboard rankings in the past few months. But the figure could be higher.
Various. But we're talking about the main top
40 is a bigger stretch for sure.
No, I mean, you definitely have to believe in an exponential progression here to get from random Billboard charts to the top 40. But
Xavier Monet became the first known AI artist to debut on a Billboard radio chart, debuting at number 30 on the adult R&B chart.
But that's like a subcategory.
These are different charts, yeah. So the main, the cool one is getting on the Hot 100, I guess.
Yep. This is probably an aggressive prediction, but it feels
Yeah, I'm taking the under.
It's in play.
All right.
The under.
I'm taking the over. Max is over. Eric is under. A major research lab will demonstrate an AI system performing novel scientific research that gets published in Nature or Science. 35% probability.
I mean, I think that there will be a scientific research discovery that is capable of being in those journals. I'm just adjusting based on my experience being married to an academic, which is that it takes a long time to get published in journals. So
it says,
it's like,
and novelty is hard.
Yeah.
It says an AI system will be credited as having autonomously designed and interpreted an experiment that leads to a peer-reviewed paper in Nature or Science in the main journals.
Novelty will be amazing, right? When these models can actually make a discovery on their own. We haven't seen that really happen, so I'm skeptical. Even putting aside the bureaucracy of the journals, I'm skeptical that the models would produce that level of novelty in 12
I'll go out on a limb and take the over on this one, just because I think there's a lot of incentive for the labs to make this happen, because of people like us asking questions.
That was my movie thesis, that Riverside.
Yeah, I know.
Right, that Runway
would incentivize to go make a AI movie. Yeah.
Well, they bribed someone in Turkey to show it in 2 theaters, and nothing happened.
All right. Let's move on to some predictions from Gemini 2.5 Pro. Yeah, 3 more to go. Prediction: by this time next year, a major US-based publishing house will be awarded a judgment of damages against a major generative AI company in excess of $50 million for copyright infringement.
Ooh.
Let's include settlements, right?
Yeah, settlements. Reported settlements sounds good as well. Probability 40%.
So Anthropic just had this $1.5 billion settlement for stealing all the books,
Right.
for training data. Wasn't that 3,000 per book or something? So you said 50 million as the number here?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I'm taking the over. That thought crossed my mind too. That settlement was insane. So
Yeah.
I don't know. 50 million's low.
50 million feels very doable and given that there literally was a settlement on this exact topic of stealing books, it was 40% over, right? I mean, I feel like the over sounds good to me. If that's the precedent, I feel like that would have counted. So we're like 1 for 1 on that having happened in the last 12 months, in my opinion.
I'm picking the over. Like there was already a huge settlement. It's a tiny amount of money in the scale of AI. I think this is definitely going to happen.
I'm taking the over as well.
We haven't learned our lesson, folks. We're taking overs again. We go on long enough, and they're
I'm on tilt. I've taken 3 overs.
Bender, yeah.
3 straight overs. James was trolled into it.
Yeah. All right. Next prediction from Gemini. Apple will launch a new version of iOS that introduces an on-device, large-scale, multimodal AI assistant capable of executing multi-step cross-application tasks, such as summarize the last 5 emails from my boss or draft a calendar event for Friday with the relevant subject lines as the notes.
Right. Relevant? Okay. Yeah. No way they're doing this in a way that users actually like and people find helpful.
I'm going to go with over, even at 80%, which I know is very aggressive because I think this is literally the Apple Intelligence feature that they announced 18 months ago that did not ship, that was famously delayed by a year. But that year is supposedly coming to pass somewhere in the first half of next year. So,
but even if I look at my contacts when they try to use whatever thinking, like they ruin everything with this shit
agree.
Right now. Like
it might
literally, I have a list of my favorites. You guys are in it. Don't worry. And
that's nice.
It's just like they ruin it. They make it shorter. It's like I have a nice long list, and you like decide to make 4 of them big. Like how is that helping me? You know?
No, I'm Apple is not doing a lot of things right now, but I'm just.
You're like they're gonna do it anyway, and it's gonna count.
I'm like they announced this exact thing that James is describing, and they failed to ship it, and they basically had a whole come to Jesus moment where they basically had to like fire the whole team that was responsible for this and replace it, ironically, with Gemini. So maybe that's why Gemini has like got a little inside information on this. So yeah, anyway, I'll take the over. I just find it hard to believe they're going to delay it more than another year, and I think that what they've announced satisfies these obligations to the prediction.
All right.
You guys have to decide, though. Yeah.
I already say I took the under on it.
You took the under. I'll take the over with Max on.
I think we have to have some rigor. As long as we have some rigor around, like they can't just say we did it. Like it needs to be something people actually use and don't just like turn off. Like somebody has to find some value in it. Like
I actually think this is a pretty interesting prediction to debate because 80% is a really high probability, right? So like James and I are like, this is fucking happening, you know, like
I'm just saying they're destroying my phone with the dumb shit that they're doing. Are they really going to be so consumer unfriendly to do complicated multi-stage things that like destroy the user experience? I don't we believe in Apple enough to say, hey, and also if the bubble bursts and they're like, hey, we were high on Kool-Aid with everybody else, and we're not going to be those people. I don't know. A lot could happen, you know.
I'm interested to see how this prediction goes. All right, one more, James. Gemini,
right,
bring it home.
One more, Gemini.
One more.
Let's see what we got. Unscripted AAA game. The prediction from Gemini is that at least one AAA video game having a marketing and development budget over $100 million will be released in 2026 that has prominent real-time generative AI-powered features such as dialogue.
Real-time is interesting.
Probability?
Probability 35%.
I mean, I gotta grab the under on that. James and I work in gaming. If there's anything we know about gaming, it's that AAA studios take almost no risks with these games.
When we see the indie game first, like the indie games haven't done this yet, right?
Yeah, man, I wonder who's gonna make an indie game with generated dialogue in real time, launching sometime in November.
Did you guys tee this up? You guys set this up?
I was like, Gemini, generate this prediction, please.
Come in. The end of the podcast is like, coming from volley.
I will say, as someone who's intimately familiar with using real-time generated dialogue to make an indie game, it's still harder than you think to make it generate interesting stuff for every player.
I mean, I think Fortnite had some generative feature at one point last year, right? Or was it early this year? Where it was like Darth Vader was using 11 Labs and generating stuff on the fly. And
bro, yes, I got Vader.
To lead your squad to victory.
Holy shit, Vader, will you take a blinker with me?
A blinker? Jerk mate. Is this some basic mating ritual I am unfamiliar with?
So I don't know. I would have counted that in, I guess, right? I mean, I guess it was a one day. It was a one day thing, and then they turned it off.
No,
like,
No. That wouldn't count for this prediction, right? What's it say? Like a major feature or something?
Well, it's like a new $100 million AAA game, I thought, or something.
I'm saying prominently features real time. So I don't think that would have counted. But if that had been like a permanent new feature of Fortnite, I think
and a big part of the game, yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah. So there's room for the over.
So you're taking the over?
I'm just saying this is like not out
Are
of
you
the
taking
out
the
of
over,
the.
though? Are you?
I'm gonna take the under because that Fortnite thing completely flopped and failed, and like had to shut it down. And Darth Vader
Somebody tried, and they said
instantly
so well, it's expensive.
Instantly became racist. Like I think we're gonna take the under on that. Or we're all taking the under.
I gotta take the under. I just think these are such risk-averse companies, and to your point, the one risk that was taken in this industry did not materialize in a positive way. So I don't know. Yeah, I'd love to be wrong, for the record. That would be great if people would start being more innovative.
AI is more bullish about AI than we are.
I hope somebody does do this.
I think it'd be awesome.
All right, and that wraps the predictions episode.
Nice.
We'll check back in next year. Yeah,
great. Our next episode, we will be bringing you the biggest hits from the Cerebral Valley AI Summit, which is on November 12th. We'll be bringing some of our on-stage interviews, our favorite ones, right here on the Newcomer Podcast and in your podcast feeds. Thanks, Max and James. Go play Song Quiz. Go play some volley games on your Roku TV or wherever else.
We're going to actually show you our real-time AI game at some point, and then you will have something interesting to say about our company.
Is it out? Is it out?
We can play a beta right now, so let's set it up.
Great.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Bye-bye.
See you guys. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the podcast. If you're new here, please like and subscribe. Really helps out the channel. Listen to new episodes every week wherever you get your podcasts.